delete whatever it is you need. Okay, what do I do? Oh, it's already recording.
So this is campus. There's some dorms here. The administrative buildings are that way. Okay. And there were some classes there. Sol Paul was the all-women's dorm. Down this row were the suites. So there was 3 rooms in each that slept 2 people each, and then you had like your living room and everything like that. You had to get certain point levels to qualify to get in there. And then up here, it looks like there's some new buildings. This was the Science Center and Communications buildings were right in this little area. This is a new building. It wasn't there before. This building was here. That's the science building. And then if you look behind it, they have their new science building with all the glass windows and everything. And then down there is the School of Business. So you have the School of Business down there. It's completely underground. Has no air conditioning and no heat in it at all, because how it's built, it stays at a constant temperature all year round. Then there's Whitehall, and then right next to it, the glass entrance, and then you have, which is brand new. And then you go to the other one, that's Pierce Hall. Pierce is all boys. And Whitehall is the first 2 floors are boys, the top 2 floors are the girls. And Iowa Joe and I, and this is a communication building there. Now, it looks a little bit differently from the entrance when Iowa Joe and I were living here. But our room, you'd go right in these doors. Our room was on the 2nd level, pretty much, but its first floor was right inside those doors. You used to be able to see the window from it, but now they built it up more, so now you can't. But it's right in there is where Iowa Joe and I were at. And that's the field house. So that's where the wrestling is, the pool, basketball courts, the gym, all that kind of stuff. And the football practice field is on the other side of that building. And then here's where we played our football games. Right down here. And it gets so windy up here that the wind will shake the goalpost. And this fencing is all new, because you used to be able to walk out of our dorm and carry couches down up to that smaller fence and sit on your couches and watch the game. But this green fence is all brand new. And I don't know what's over there in that corner. We'll have to go around that way to look. That's brand new. And also inside the field house is the racquetball courts and things like that. And then out here is the tennis courts and stuff. And then when you get down here on this first road here, these are where it's technically on campus, but off campus type housing. Like this little building right here, the 202, that was where some people could live. So the school had a couple of those. And as you can see, you're really close to the lake. It's right there. So when you're playing football, you'd get all that wind off the lake, and it was always miserable and cold. So now we're coming around the backside. So if you can see, then you can see a picture of the backside of the dorms and stuff. And that's all new stuff. Those glass walkways were not there, or the glass part of the building. There was nothing inside connecting those 2 buildings when I went to school here. But for the most part, you could, if you were staying in Pierce or White, you could get to every building on campus by staying underground, except for the science building that was across the street. Everything else you could get to because it's all built underground. You can get to the library and everything. So now we'll go up the other side.
When's the last time you were here?
Maybe a year or 2 after I graduated. I came up for a football game. So it's been like 12 years or so since I've been up here looking around. So this is part of the back of the business school where there's more of the administrative buildings and stuff. And then up on top of this little hill here, on top of the business, that's where we always did our intramural football and stuff. And here's the back entrance of the School of the Business, which is a brand new entrance. It wasn't this fancy when we were here. And then over here is part of the library in the president's house. It's his office and the alumni department. But our entire library and everything is underground right here. And then up here is like the chapel and where we had a lot of our ACES events, which is academic, cultural enrichment series, something like that. And also over here is like where they had like the drama club and more of your like literature classes and stuff like that were in these buildings, along with the administrative stuff.
What are the little wooden statues?
Those are all brand new. I've never seen those wooden statues before. And then when I was here, there was only one of these buildings over here that was just built when I was my senior. And now there's another one. So Grand Hall was the one that was here, and that's just more dorms and stuff. And then the other building, I don't know what it's called, but that's definitely new. So there's a lot of new buildings. Like the Science Center was not that big when I was here. It was just a small front building. So that new building is all brand new. And in the suites, my last 2 years, we lived, the first one we lived in was this one that sticks out right here in Briscoe Hall. We stayed right in that front door, and our suite was the very first one to the right, where that little area is sticking out. So that's where I roomed 1 year, and then that's the second year we were in the suites. The first year I was in the suites, we lived at the very end one down here in McCorkle Hall, and you would go in that bottom door over there, and ours was the second to last one on the left. So we would always park over here in this parking lot. As you can see, there's some big snow piles. Donna must have been out here plowing some of this snow. But yeah, this is the parking lot, and then where we used to be able to park, and all this is new. So this building over here to the left that has like the greenhouse on the back is completely new. It was not here, and so is that art center thing up there. So none of those buildings were here. And it looks like they've even extended the field house, because we used to have the football practice field right out here, and that is now gone. So they might have an indoor football practice field now or something. I'm not 100% sure. But a lot of this is different.
Oh, you can see the drifts out there on the lake.
Yeah. And so right down here we had the little lighthouse, and through the school, you could actually come down here to these green buildings and stuff, and they would have canoes and stuff, and you could take them out on the lake if you wanted. Not too many people did, but they had that option. And so this building is all new and extended, because currently where we're sitting right now, it was the practice field for football when I was here.
Oh, so lots of changes.
And so the building that's straight ahead is the communication building. That was there when I was here, and this was the field house. So that was there. And then all that used to be here for the Science Center is, if you can see it past the big glass opening, that building right there was just the science building, and that was it. So this whole building out this way is brand new. And there's the entrances is new. Like that big glass entrance in between the dorms and all that stuff, that was not here. It was just a little plain Jane little door that you went through. And there was no things connecting those two dorms except for the little walkway at the front.